So before we get into reps and sets and all that other stuff like that, I just wanted to let you know how excited I am to be working with you. Let me introduce myself, of course. My name is Ivyanna. I've spent a lot of time over the years on a professional level and also on a personal level, working with and navigating fitness from the perspective of an individual that has chronic conditions and mobility challenges. So this is a very, it's not only from a professional level, but from a personal level. This really means a lot to me, and so I'm really excited about getting into it and working with you to see and so that we can serve our clientele the best way possible. Now, like I've learned that when we work with disabled individuals and populations, our success isn't just measured by a heart rate or a scale. Okay, it's measured by HRQOL, which is health related quality of life. Okay, so when it's like, well, what is that? What is H? I know it's like a mouthful, right? HRQOL is health related quality of life, and the definition of that is basically it's a subcomponent of quality of life, and it reflects like the goodness of things, like how you're able to enjoy your life in a better way, and how how your health relates to that. Okay, it can be affected by health and health interventions. So think of it as an intersection between physical health and social relationships. So it's not how long someone lives, it's the quality of life and the how they enjoy that, their vitality, how they enjoy doing the things that everyday people enjoy doing. So why does that matter to us as fitness professionals, or or coaches, trainers, whatever title you happen to use? Is that so you might wonder why focus on this instead of like the physical metrics. So I have three key reasons why that's important. Okay, the first is adherence and motivation. Okay, for someone with a disability, traditional fitness goals can sometimes feel like they're out of reach, or even like ableist, and that is something that we are not trying to promote. Is the whole point is to be inclusive in the fit in how we're managing our clients and helping them to reach their goals. Okay, so so how we will focus on playing with their grandchildren, doing grocery shopping, and doing all of these things with ease and stuff that people that don't have to deal with chronic condition and mobility issues may take for granted. Okay, and so we're trying to give them motivation that they can internalize, and it could be long lasting in the long run. So it's not just about a fix it quick situation. It's about making life, making small goals and small changes, and making those life affirming, and dealing with longevity. Okay, the second is psychological resilience. Okay, exercise is a powerful tool for reducing the psychological noise of chronic conditions, and a lot of that is, as someone who has deals with chronic conditions and mobility challenges, you get that little voices in your head that say, well, maybe this isn't for me, or I'm not good enough to do these things and stuff like that. And so how we can our program is by measuring h by measuring HRQOL. What we're doing is we can see how our program helps to reduce anxiety and depression, which are often comorbid with with physical disabilities. And so that is, so that's why helping our clients build psychological resilience is really important, so that they can, feel good about themselves and feel that they're able to do the things that they want to do as far as fitness is concerned. So the third is holistic functioning. Okay, improving a client's bench presses. Hey, you want to do that, that's great, but improving their physical functioning, their ability to perform activities of daily living, or what we call ADLs, is what actually changes their life. So, HRQOL, okay, data tells us if our program is making real world sense. So, because at the end of the day, yeah, yes, it's great that, you want to be muscular, do all that stuff like that, but you also want to look at stuff from a on things on a daily basis, and what makes sense in the real world. So that's what we're trying to do here. Okay, so now, so how do we actually increase HRQOL in our program? I got two suggestions for you. Two. And see, it's actually, it's so complicated. It's simple. It's not really complicated. It's pretty simple stuff. And even though it might seem like, well, don't we do that already? Not quite. And I think people take for granted the fact that, how health and quality of life deals with, affects people, especially individuals that are dealing with chronic conditions and mobility challenges. So the two things that we're going to do, the first one thing we're going to do is going to prioritize autonomy and self-efficacy. What that means is that we're going to give our clients choices on how they're gonna do things. We're not just gonna tell them, hey, so I want you to do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and that's how we're gonna bench press. No, we're gonna give them choices. And so how that would work is, so let's say, if we're programming, we can say, hey, you can use barbells, you know, you can use your bands. You can use bands to do things, or you can just use your own personal body weight. And so it gives them the choice to decide what it is that they're going to do. We provide these options, and this gives back the power that the medical system often takes away from disabled people. Again, from a personal level, I can really understand wanting to keep my power. And so if from, wanting and believing that autonomy is really a great, is great for personal stuff, physical stuff, and everything like that. I'm a big believer in personal autonomy. Okay, and the second thing that we will actually work on for programming is social ecological integration. And what that means is that we're going to create social support pods. So how that works is that group, we're going to try to find some type of support group for our participants. And what that does, not only does it make them feel safe, it helps them understand that they're not isolated and they're not alone in what it is that they're trying to do. And sometimes, from a person, from a chronic illness perspective, it's sometimes you feel like it separates and isolates you from the regular people out there doing their everyday thing. And so it provides social functioning aspect of what we're trying to do with the HRQOL, so that it reduces. So we want to reduce the isolation. So that's how we're working here. So ultimately, what we're trying to do is we're here to help these individuals, men, women, people, however everybody identifies, because I'm all about the inclusive. Okay, we're here to help them move better. We want them to not just move better. We want them to live better. And so if we keep HRQOL at the center of our programming. We aren't just trainers; we're partners. We're that, and that's what we want to do. We want to be partners in their healthcare. We're partners in their independence. So I would like to be your partner in partnering with our clients and building this program in order to get everyone where they want to go and get everybody moving and healthy. And so I feel that, and adding HRQOL into our programming will do that. And so I'm hoping that you're as excited as I am, and I'm looking forward to getting started and getting moving with you. HRQOL, let's go.